Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. The US Central Command have said that the United States forces executed a large-scale precision strike on Kharkiv Island in Iran on Friday night. CENTCOM said US forces successfully struck more than 90 Iranian military targets on Kharkiv Island while preserving the oil infrastructure. The US military said the strike destroyed naval mine storage facilities, missile storage bunkers, and multiple other military sites. US President Donald Trump has claimed that the United States destroyed military targets on Iran's main oil hub of Kharkiv Island, threatening to strike its oil infrastructure if Iran continues attacks that have halted most ship traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. In a social media post, Trump wrote that the US military totally obliterated every military target on Kharkiv while leaving oil infrastructure intact. He wrote that should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, he would immediately reconsider this decision. Meanwhile, a missile has struck a helipad inside the US Embassy compound in Baghdad. Footage shows a column of smoke rising over the embassy compound. There was no immediate comment from the US Embassy in Baghdad. On Friday, the embassy renewed its Level 4 security alert for Iraq, warning that Iran and Iran-aligned militia groups have previously carried out attacks against US citizens, interests, and infrastructure, and may continue to target them. Iran has allowed some Indian vessels to sail through the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran's ambassador to India, Mohammad Fatali, confirmed a rare exception to the blockade that has disrupted global energy supplies. Fatali did not confirm the number of vessels that have been provided safe passage. He was speaking at broadcaster India Today's conclave in New Delhi. Since the United States and Israel launched a bombing campaign on Iran, Tehran has largely halted traffic through the strait, which runs past its coast and through which around 20% of global oil and seaborne liquefied natural gas is supplied. An explosion has damaged a Jewish school in Amsterdam, in what the city's mayor described as a deliberate attack against the Jewish community. Mayor Femke Halsema said in a press release that the explosion at the school in an upscale residential neighbourhood on the south side of Amsterdam only caused limited damage, as police and firefighters arrived at the scene quickly. Security at synagogues and Jewish institutions in the Dutch capital had already been heightened after an overnight arson attack at a synagogue in the centre of Rotterdam. Russia has hammered Ukraine with missiles and drones overnight, killing at least 4 people and causing damage across 5 regions of the country. President Volodymyr Zelenskiy said the main target was energy infrastructure in the Kyiv region, adding that residential buildings, schools, and businesses were also damaged. He said the Sumy, Kharkiv, Dnipro, and Mykolaiv regions were also targeted in an attack that included around 430 drones and 68 missiles, most of which were downed by air defences. South Korea's military said North Korea has fired more than 10 ballistic missiles into the sea, as the US and South Korean forces conducted military drills and US President Donald Trump renewed overtures towards Pyongyang for dialogue. Japan's Coast Guard said it had detected what could be a ballistic missile that fell into the sea. It appeared to have fallen outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement that the missiles were launched from an area near the capital Pyongyang towards the sea off the country's east coast. The US State Department has offered up to $10 million for information on Iran's new supreme leader, Mujtaba Khamenei, and several senior officials linked to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. A banner from the State Department's Rewards for Justice program lists figures including Ali Ashgar Hejazi and former Iranian official Ali Larijani. Other names include Senior Military Advisor Yahya Rahim Safavi, Interior Minister Eskandar Momeni, and Intelligence Minister Esmail Khatib. Pakistani security forces intercepted and brought down 2 rudimentary drones near Rawalpindi using electronic countermeasures. Security sources say the drones were downed at separate locations and no damage or casualties were reported. However, airspace around the capital was briefly disrupted as a precaution. The Pakistan Airports Authority later said flight operations at Islamabad International Airport are continuing normally, and reports of a full airspace closure were baseless. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.